Jalen Brunson has not just become an all-star, he's become a top 5 NBA player. Like I'm serious now. Like outside of Jokic and Giannis, I don't know there's another player I want instead of Jalen Brunson. And I get that I'm biased on it. Right now after this game, obviously I want Brunson number 1. But I don't know that there's another guy besides Jokic and Giannis I would want over Jalen Brunson. And you want to argue with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay, but top 5, Jalen Brunson's become a top 5 NBA player with the clutch shots he hits. Nobody hits shots like him as great. Hey, Steph Curry is great. Guess what? Guess who's got more big shots, more go-ahead shots in the fourth quarter this year than Steph Curry's gotten his entire career? Jalen Brunson. He finds a way, despite the fact he is undersized and not fast. I get it. He's not the typical person you would think of when you think of best players in the NBA. He's not a physical freak. He's not someone that you look at what he does and he's throwing up a big block in one end of the court and running it and ramming home a dunk at the end. But outside, I'm telling you, Jalen Brunson's become a top 5 player in the NBA. You're talking about the best player on the Knicks. Clearly, it was, hey, Brunson can't. No, he's proved I'm the guy ahead of Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is a great number 2 for the Knicks, but outside of Giannis, who's now 30, and Jokic, who's still in his late 20s, is still the best player in the NBA. Outside of those, I don't know there's another guy I want on my team ahead of Jalen Brunson. Again, I get I'm biased, but what you can't ignore what he's able to do and how he's able to control games the way he does, right? You can't ignore that.
And that's the thing, right? You go through it and you parse it out. You're like, all right, I want Luka, or I want SGA, or I want Edwards. And then you watch what Jalen Brunson's able to do. It's unconventional, right? He's a stout man. A couple of times he almost dared the Celtics to take the ball from him with a wild dribble as he spins into the lane, somehow able to still control it as they swipe over the top. I think they think he's taller than he is. But either way.
He looks so tall when he's coming at you, but he's not. Every time he gets further
the
away.
shot is not a classic-looking shot. Like all of these things. Because a couple of times he took a shot. I was like, wow, that was terrible. It's like, that looked no different than the last one. Like, what are you yelling about? You thought that was off. Because the one he shot before went straight through the underside of the net. It was the same weird motion sweeping to the left.
He can find a way, right? Just to think about Brunson for a second. He's great at leaning in and causing contact, getting to the free throw line. Everybody's upset, but he finds a way to do it. He hits those leaners, right? He hits straight-up jump shots, and he hits fadeaways. And that's the thing about the guy is that when you can hit shots from all those different directions, right? We talk about Jason Tatum a lot, right? How Tatum can come down and just straight up get his shot better than anybody in the NBA because he's taller than anybody, the handles he has, I can get a 3 over anyone. And then if you send somebody out to me, I'm going to blow by you to the hoop. Yes, guys like Wemby can hit 3s and Jokic can hit 3s, but they're not blowing by guys to the hoop. They're finding their way to the hoop eventually because they're not as fast. But Tatum can blow by you. I can hit that shot. Brunson can hit them in so many different ways. He can lean, he's straight up, his fadeaway is what makes him such an incredibly effective offensive player because there's no way you can stop that. If the guy can fade away, you're going to foul him if you go after it. So if you're accurate on those fadeaways, whether it's a three-pointer on a fadeaway or I get into the lane and it looks like I'm stuck, but I'm going to come back into the fadeaway, you're fouling him because you're landing on him if you're going to stop that fadeaway. He has so many shots that are almost unstoppable, and you would think at some point, okay, for an undersized, slower point guard, teams are going to find a way to do it. They can't. They can't find a way. Where teams have found a way to stop Steph Curry late in the fourth quarter of games, getting his own shot off or even making a big pass. They've not found that way with Jalen Brunson. It's not like they haven't tried. It's like, okay, here's the best player on the Knicks, and I hate hearing, go New York, go New York. I hate hearing it, but okay, but we're going to find a way, and they have not found a way to stop him yet. I mean, really, you talk about the ascension of him. He's gone in the last 2 years from, really good under-the-radar signing. He can be a really big part of what New York having something going on, be the point guard. Then it was, hey, he's potentially their best player to he's an all-star. He's a top 5 player in the league.
Dude, yeah, it's a good thing that it looks
I'm
like
sorry
it's going to
have
work
him,
out
Frostberg.
for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
No, but look, it's hard to argue him too far down the list, right? Because you're still trying to look at what's ahead. And with a 3-1 lead and Tatum likely done, we'll see. But certainly that does not look promising for the rest of this series, let alone this calendar year. As we look at that injury as he went down in a heap in the final minutes of that game. It's the what guys have actually gone and finished the job, right? Kevin Durant, you're still putting him up against anybody, but does he have the surrounding cast to where he's winning anything substantive? Right? Because that's the other thing here, right? As good as Brunson is, and as you want the ball in his hands, you saw once again what happens when the Knicks actually commit to playing defense. And that was impressive, right? So maybe down the stretch, they're just well-conditioned guys. I don't know. There's still another couple of rounds of playoffs to go. But not exactly relying on the bench for much of anything, once again, for Tibbs. The live and die, not quite Reddick light, but bordering on that in terms of how much effort you're going to get off your bench. But yeah, so Durant's still one of those top 5 guys. But it's a list of guys, most of which who haven't won anything, right? Edwards hasn't won anything. Yeah. SGA's not won anything. He's going to win an MVP. But when we're talking about closing the final deal, yeah, I mean, we put all those guys into the scramble, and then you just decide which city name for the omelet you like is.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you think about the clutch gene, he hits everything. Right, he hits everything. Right, the reason why he's the most clutch player in the league, but because
he got an award for it.
Yeah, I mean,
how about that? What was the award? Was it? Did they steal it out of a car?
Yeah, no.
There's a clutch.
This is like in this year, this year of hacks. Gene Smart, sorry, spoiler alert. She gets the late night gig, so she's hosting late night, and they want to boost her ratings, so she gets the female comedic achievement award, whatever it was, a made up award, just to to push her profile up, so it seems like it's, hey, she gets the female comedian award. Like, this is what they do to players in the NBA. Hey, let's make awards for everybody. Here's a clutch player award. But okay, I'm glad it's out there, because is it a made up award? Yes, but it makes everybody realize this is the guy that hits those shots at the end of games. You can talk about guys like Edwards and SGA and all guys with the ball in their hands at the end of the game. I'll ask you this. If I said to you, final possession of a game, okay, final possession of a game.
Kobe.
You could have anybody in the NBA right now. If you have anybody, and I don't mean just in the playoffs, I mean anybody that's an active player in the league right now. You could have any player with in the final minute of the game to have the ball to take your game-winning shot. Who are you taking over Jalen Brunson?
There's like 10 people.
No, there's nobody.
Really?
The answer is 0. Who, Frostberg?
In your head,
Who?
I would have to give Paolo Banchero the ball over
would you
Jalen Brunson.
Would you stop? That makes no sense.
I got you. I'm gonna go. I'm
Banchero.
gonna give you one that from the bottom of the deck.
Who?
Enrique Agumbawale. Because she's going to put the ball up. I do not have to worry about that shot going up.
The volume of shots, yes. She may get 4 or 5 shots in the final minutes. Yeah, okay. All right. I could be with you on that one.
See what I did there? I zagged on you right there.
Good. No, you're right. 5 shots in the
Donovan Mitchell, I'm having him take the shot over Brunson.
No, you're not. Why?
Again, I'm going back to the Slim Reaper. I'm getting Durant the ball.
Okay. No,
he's not. He's not done yet.
Luka, stop. Luka. If you wanted Luka to take a shot,
I'd give it to Franz Wagner before I gave it to Jalen
Oh
Brunson.
my God! Why are you going crazy with the Magic?
I'm nobody's rooting for New York harder than me this series.
He really is the biggest fan I've ever met.
He is. He's jumped on. He has jumped on the bandwagon.
That Anunoby.
You can't say he's the greatest closer in the game and he's a top 5 player, because that's inaccurate.
Why not? I think both those things are accurate. There's nobody else you want taking that with the ball in the final.
Really, I'd rather have Cade Cunningham take a shot.
We just sent Cade Cunningham home in 5 games.
So when the Pacers send the Knicks home next round, are you still not going to be able to say what you're saying?
We're going to sweep the Pacers the next round.
No, that's when Mr. Overrated goes to work.
That's going to be
a whole.
That's going to be 4 games, and see you, Rick Carlisle. No, we owe you, man. We owe you for that.
No,
that's what's going to happen.
Matherd's going to go and he's going to be fighting. Are you kidding?
Oh, well, if there's fights,
No, they will not go down into that good night without a fight.
There's going to be fights.
You don't think they go down easy? No,
don't worry about that. We're going to have
no
fights.
chance. You want to talk about a battle? I mean, we've seen some physicality, some low blows, and some let's go to the officials table to watch this again. That series? Are you kidding me? The pace of play. Rob Manfred's going to be throwing stuff at his television. They're going to be going to the desk so often. What'd you see in New York?
Let's go back. Let's just stay here. Let's just do picture-in-picture where we leave this up so we can see what happens.
Real quick, though. This game was on ESPN, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you finally won a game on ESPN.
Yeah.
And Scott Foster was there as the official for your win.
Yeah.
Even though everybody was calling him a cheater after a couple of calls went against the Knicks early on.
It worked out fine. Everything was good.
So he was just in hiding?
Yeah, well, maybe the real Scott. Maybe
Sleeper cell, Scott Foster?
Now that, they call him the extender for a reason. And now it's 3-1. That's when the extender technically does his best work, right? So you got to, now it's 3-1. Okay, now the extender can go to work.
Yeah, you probably don't want to celebrate that title too much.
I thought the extender was who Chalamet brought to the game.
Chalamet! Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, the extender.
Part 3.